Welcome to another video on where if you want to be stupid as possible, do what this guy does. Basically make an ironic, terrible review just like whatever other people of course done. And basically not even give out any criticisms towards the movie whatsoever. Cause yeah, I watched the review yesterday and I gotta admit that it's really bad. Like seriously though. Now I could tell that I was definitely gonna make a video on this guy and yeah, I decided that I'm gonna do it. Like, I may as well see how he's gonna respond, but other than that, why don't I just take a look at his ironic review of it? Because spoilers, it's actually worse than Matt Ross's review. By the way though, this doesn't mean I'm gonna classify it as the worst movie review of 2025, because that movie review I'm going over actually came out last year, around December.
Sonic the Hedgehog 3. More like another Sonic. Oh, fuck me. Yeah.
Okay, I'm literally confused right now. So you basically called Sonic the Hedgehog 3, oh fuck me, oh my goodness. And like, I'm confused, is this supposed to be a Beyond style round? Because like, you're doing a movie review, not a Beyond style round. And this guy here isn't even a dual animator. But like, he started off with a Beyond style round insult. Like, what kind of insult even is that anyways?
I laugh because I've given up. You morons. You clowns. You pathetic little parasitic worms.
Yeah, nah, I think the clown here is you, because you're literally, oh, I don't know, literally making this ironic review, and honestly assuming we're clowns for this awesome movie. Like, are you a Mufasa fan or something? Like, that's basically what I believe this guy could be.
You not only bought into the hype on one Sonic movie, you not only bought into the hype on 2 Sonic movies, but now you've bought into the hype on 3 Sonic movies. Let's wind the clock back. When the first Sonic trailer hit, his character design was impeccable. It was distinct enough to be the definitive film edition, yet it was recognizable enough to look at this and you say, there's that little blue hedgehog that filled my childhood.
Well, what do you expect? Us Sonic fans are obviously going to be impressed by that anyways, because, like, literally, Sonic has been around for so many generations. So how do you expect the fact that, oh, I don't know, we're not going to be excited for that, even with the ugly Sonic, like, seriously. Like, I don't know how you're just actually nonsense enough to actually do something like this. Like, really? And are you even gonna criticize the movie? It almost looks like you're criticizing us fans instead.
And what does the internet do? It does something it does better than anyone else. Backlash, hashtag cancel, hashtag boycott, hashtag fix Sonic, and you cost the studio so much money so that a few facial features could be altered.
Hold on, are you trying to tell us that we should watch Mufasa instead? Because, like, nah, we should definitely watch Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and it's better than Mufasa anyways. Like, I'm convinced that this guy here might be a Mufasa fan, but, like, we'll still see about that, though, if this guy ever chooses to respond. But still, though, like, what do you think? We're obviously hyped for Sonic 3 anyways. Like, how are we not even seeing that anyways?
And congratulations, once they managed that feat that you demanded, you all ignored the real problems with the movie.
You're ignoring the real problems with the movie. Look, I will admit, I do have some issues with Sonic 3, but honestly, it's more perfect compared to what 2 did, of course did. Like, Sonic 2 to me is the most flawed and the weakest, but honestly, I still enjoyed it. But like, I think Sonic 3 was actually able to work, and if anything, you're probably ignoring how good this movie really is. Like, you're just not even trying to see how good this is.
The incompetent characters, the ridiculous plot, the over-exaggerated action, the dumb jokes, I mean, my god. You can tell Jim Carrey's heart and soul isn't in it. He's there for a paycheck, all right? His wallet's there and in it, but nothing about the once generational comedic genius of Jim Carrey is present in any of the Sonic trilogy.
Look, I know it's your opinion on the humor, but like, how are you not even seeing this? Like, this is literally starting to remind me about what Trolls Band Together Fantastic One literally said about Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, which I believe you might know or know who I'm referring to if you've seen the video. And like, literally, oh my goodness, like, I know it's your opinion, but like, come on, Jim Carrey's still funny. Like, I know I didn't really like Dr. Robotnik because the fact that he was a villain, but I think Jim Carrey did a good job playing him. That's why Jim Carrey's officially now one of my favorite voice actors, officially. So like, how are you even doing this? Like, you're doing a terrible job explaining how the movie is bad anyways.
James Marsden is nothing but a clown trying to kick and scrape for whatever pennies the studio will throw him because his acting career peaked 20 years ago.
Hey, what? Also, Tony was wondering who he's referring to. He's talking about the person that plays Tom Wachowski in the Sonic movies. Like, oh my god, how are you calling him, like, you're calling him a clown because of the fact that he literally played in this? Like, this is honestly silly. Like, I think the real clown here is actually you. Like, I made you look like a clown in the thumbnail because of how embarrassing this review is anyways. Like, I'm pretty sure the real clown over here is you. Like, literally. Heck, you're not just the clown, you're the entire circus alongside with Matt Walsh, who I made a video on months ago. Well, technically, nearly a month ago, technically. Oh yeah, scratch that, it has been a month ago. So like, yeah, you all are clowns for literally making these terrible attempts to literally criticize Sonic 3.
And above all else, you're promoting the destruction of film with these CGI characters. I mean, my god. Cringe to the max, but the neckbeards who grew up racing around as a little blue hedgehog wouldn't know any better.
Do I seriously have to use this movie again as an example of bad CGI? Look, I know Sonic 3 might not impress everybody, which that's of course okay, but come on, there are clearly worse movies that have way worse CGI compared to Sonic 3. Like, how are you not even seeing this right now?
Do you want to know why? Strap in, Sonic fanboys. Strap in, Sega fanboys, because the truth ain't gonna be hard to hear, but you're gonna hear it whether you like it or not.
Yeah, spoilers, he's gonna do a really terrible job explaining why Sonic 3 is terrible, just like what Matt Walsh did, or if not, even worse than what Matt Walsh did.
You see, Sonic was, and always will be nothing more than a third-rate Mario clone. I said what I said. You don't believe me?
Look, I can only see where you're coming from, since Mario and Sonic do of course have similarities, especially considering the fact that Mario and Sonic are both popular and their main popular franchises from their respective companies. You know, Mario from Nintendo and Sonic from Sega. But on the other hand, there's a few differences. And besides, they're both equally just as popular as what you think. So like, how can you even compare this to a Mario clone and basically claim it's a Mario clone? Like, what? Like, this is absolutely nonsense.
Oh, who did the 2D platformer genre better? Who did the 3D platformer genre better? Everything that Sonic fans like about Sonic, be it collectibles, platforming, action, Mario has done it prior to Sonic, and they did it better.
They both did good. Like, what? Like, I will agree with you that Mario did do it better. I mean, considering the fact that I am more familiar with Mario anyways, considering the fact that I discovered it before Sonic. But still, though, like, you're not even trying to give out any explanation. Like, are you trying to assume that Sonic is a ripoff to Mario? Like, this is absolutely a false claim. Like, you're trying to do it like what a Beyonder would, of course, do.
It's not a hard lesson, but it's a lesson that you imbeciles need to work into your brains. The denial has gone on almost 40 years.
I think the one that's in denial right now is you, because you're literally doing a really terrible job to, of course, explain why Sonic 3 is a terrible movie. Like, you could instead, you're just criticizing most of its fans, instead of the actual movie itself. Like, aren't movie reviews supposed to, of course, you know, criticize the movie itself, not the fans of it? Like, this is absolutely nonsense. Like, you're doing a probably even worse job than Matt Walsh, because at least Matt Walsh didn't even go this far. Even though Matt Walsh, of course, still had the worst movie review of 2025. But maybe this movie review was probably the worst of 2024, though.
And it was further cemented by the fact that the Super Mario Brothers movie absolutely bodied this Sonic trilogy. And hey, that's not me talking. That's the box office. That's the GP, the general public. They made their voices heard. They let you know exactly what they thought. Sonic, mid. Mario, GOAT.
They are both the GOAT. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I do agree, though, the Super Mario Bros. Movie is, of course, better than all of the Sonic movies, but, like, still, though, like, the Sonic movies are still enjoyable, and you're still not even trying to be nonsense. Like, you're just comparing box office numbers. Like, it'll probably be better, you know, if you did compare it to Mufasa's box office. I know Mufasa did recently just surpass Sonic, but still, though, like, it's because of how biased Disney is, like, right now. Like, I get this guy is probably a Mufasa fan, I guess.
He's the Billy Goat. Mario's the Billy Goat of our time. If you don't like Mario, something's wrong with you.
I can't see why you would say that, since, yeah, I cannot see anyone, of course, not liking Mario, even though opinions are opinions. And this is coming from someone that, of course, did rant to the audience, you know, someone that literally started did not like Mario due to toxic. But, like, still, though, like, you're still doing a terrible job explaining why Sonic 3 is terrible. Like, why should I even consider actually a good review if not people, of course, not liking Mario, somebody's wrong with them? Because, like, you're still a person that did not even like the Sonic the Hedgehog movie 3. Like, I know opinions are opinions, but you're still doing a terrible job explaining what's wrong with the movie. Instead, you're just criticizing us fans instead of the movie itself.
I mean, who wouldn't like an illegal immigrant plumber getting high on psychedelic mushrooms and stomping on turtles' heads, right? Animal cruelty, somebody called PETA. But even at its worst, Mario is still leagues ahead of Sonic. There hasn't been a staple Sonic game in 35 years.
And who would not like a fast hedgehog that is very cool, and of course runs very fast, and even does a good job literally defeating the villains? Like, I know it's your opinion, but like, still though, like, you're still not even doing a good job. If you want us to convince that we should not hate Mario, we should also at least consider the same thing for Sonic, at least. Like, how are you ironic? Like, oh my goodness, I've never been insulted since, the other review I just mentioned. Not Matt Walsh, I'm talking about the other one, if you've seen the earlier video.
Easy. And I don't care whether we're talking 2D, 3D, 4D, the movies, the comics, doesn't matter. Sonic is a joke. When you go joke, you go broke. Sonic, that little blue hedgehog that everyone adores, it's a mask. It's a facade. Because behind the Sonic face, you have the downfall of one of the greatest console manufacturers to ever exist.
I swear, this guy here is literally saying so much stuff to the point that I'm literally losing brain cells. Like, oh my goodness, why are people even like this these days? And people like this are prime examples. Like, you're not even doing a good job explaining why Sonic 3 is a terrible movie. And you're not even doing a good job explaining why the franchise itself is terrible instead. Like, how could you even think it's a ripoff to Mario? It's differences! Like, what are you even saying?
And you have where passion and creativity once lied, now you have greed and monotony taking up that space. It's pathetic, but you Sonic fanboys, you don't care. You could care less. You're gonna sit back in the theater, clutching your Sonic the Hedgehog doll while you feed your fat fucking ass out of the exclusive collector's Sonic.
Okay, it was already bad enough that you literally did a terrible job explaining Sonic 3, and of course, like, criticizing the fans, but, like, now you're insulting us by assuming that we're listening to this nonsense. Like, oh my goodness, I haven't felt this insulted by a Sonic hater. Like, I guess this guy here, Paul, is a Sonic hater, considering the fact that how much he's trashed, of course. Like, I haven't seen that much of his videos, this is probably the first time I've seen this video, but, like, I'll see, and maybe I'll be convinced that he's a Sonic hater. But in all seriousness, though, this is an embarrassment. Like, even worse than Matt Walsh.
Sonic popcorn bucket slurping your Sonic soda, and you're gonna Sonic speedrun your ass online and give it 10 stars out of 10 because it made you forget how much of an abject, miserable failure you are for 2 hours.
Well, I did give it a 10 out of 10, but I did not, of course, literally rage and literally whine, because, like, once again, I feel as a proud Sonic fan, just like how I did with Spider-Verse. Like, I don't know how you're just literally nonsense, and why you would think you would do this. Like, you're literally just insulting us instead. Like, this is not even a good critique video, I gotta say.
Have fun doing that. I'll be living in the real world, playing Super Mario Odyssey, a relevant game that stomps anything Sonic's done in almost half a century.
Yeah, you have fun doing that, but also have fun getting how much hate, and to the point that you're literally gonna be getting so much backlash to the point that you will literally end up becoming this nonsense. But yeah, overall, I'm gonna say this is officially the worst Sonic 3 review I've seen. Yes, worse than Matt Walsh's review, because at least Matt Walsh did not go this far, even though he was still being dumb enough. Like, both Matt Walsh and literally this guy is literally are dumb who just didn't even make these type of reviews. Like, you should not even do this if you're gonna do nonsense like this. But of course, these people didn't even think. I mean, I know we of course have our mistakes, which I of course did it before, but these two literally done it in a way nonsense level to the point that they didn't even own up for it. So, like, it's very embarrassing if you ask me. Whatever. Anyways, I'm just gonna wait to see if this guy is gonna respond, and hopefully this video does blow up, but it will be nice. But oh well. Anyways, that's it for the video, so please do not try to make a review like this. So that's it for the video, so bye.